Hello out to all you wonderful people. This is Andre, the game idea guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear listening into another Pitch for Switch video. And this time it's going to be an original idea utilizing Mario characters, but it's still an original idea. And this goes back to a couple years ago when I said I wanted Nintendo to have a sports division, a realistic sports division, and a fantasy sports division. This would fall under the fantasy sports division. And that's Charging Chuck's Runamuck. Yes, I named it that way intentionally. Because even though the name is corny as hell, it would draw in a lot of attention. So I named it that way on purpose. But getting into the nitty gritty. Firstly, this game would have to obviously have like local multiplayer online play, and it would be based upon the Mushroom Kingdom. So you'd have different teams based on the different characters in the Mario franchise. So you'd have a Mario-based team, you'd have a Luigi-based team, a Toad-based team, Wario, Waluigi, Peach, Rosalina, Daisy, Toadette. Basically, any number of teams. You'd have a number of teams, and they'd be based upon like their outfits and logos and stuff would be based upon different main Mario characters. So obviously there'd be a Bowser team as well and stuff like that. And each team would be filled up with characters that are either dressed like the characters that are the mainstay, or various different character types that well, I guess would you say the good I'm thinking about that because that might not work so well because you'd have to. Because I also want to have charging chucks on both sides of the field, so that might not work that way. Like, but you could, the outfit colors and stuff like that would be based upon the base color of the lead character or whatever. Just go with it for that way for now. Obviously, this is an idea that needs some tweaking. So yeah, it would have normal football rules in place, obviously. But you'd have like special moves that just go over the top that allow for interceptions, blocks, and stuff like that. Anything like where you can take a moment in football that actually gets really exciting, like when a QB gets hit hard enough, and while they're throwing the ball and it throws off how their throw is going to their receiver, and then a defensive back just jumps in and picks it out the air and takes off running in the other direction. Like stuff like that can like get extremely exciting and specialized, and you can have it basically for almost any moment in play. Like if you're on defense, you can get specialized tackles and stuff like that, or special moves that allow you to make the interception in situations that you more than likely wouldn't be able to. But it would also work in reverse for offense, where you can make a play that you might not have been able to because you might be too far from the ball when it was thrown or something, or you might be about to go down because you've built up the special meter and you can use it at particular times whenever you want. And the special meter is for the whole team, not for the individual players. So there's no build up for specials for individual players. It's for the whole team, but only one player at a time can use it. Whew, a lot there. That said, everybody has their own stadium and stuff. This is kind of like how Mario Kart, where so many different characters have their own tracks and stuff, like, or tracks that are basically dedicated to them. Like, and yeah, you'd include the DK characters because they're part of the Mario family. Man, I'm thinking about a whole lot of different stuff all at once. I think for this, I would skip having a creative character mode, because honestly, I just wouldn't know how to. I mean, I know how it can be done, but at the same time, I think that's overload for something like this, especially if the game is going like it'll play sort of like traditional football, but then I would want it to also have hard hits like NFL Blitz does, where just weird things happen when characters get hit hard enough. Like, make it comedic. So like if somebody's playing with a Mario team and they have a Toad rushing the ball or something, and the Toad gets hit hard enough, like their shoes come off and they're stuck left on the field or something from where they got hit. just simple stuff like that that could just make the game more fun and more interesting and also more family friendly. That said, and I talked about the specials and stuff like that. Obviously, you want to have an online mode so that you know what you're doing playing online. There would be two things I'd want to do with this, and even though I know Nintendo hasn't dedicated the Nintendo Switch app for it, and I hope that they do dedicate an app for this, but have it so that you can use your phone, your cell phone, to be able to make play calls and stuff like that for local play, and only for local play would this really apply, so that you can hide your play calls off screen instead of having them pop up when you're playing with somebody locally. Because I like the being able to surprise who I'm playing against and not have them take a guess of a certain number of plays that are available on screen and be like, oh, okay, so you're picking that one. But also another thing I would say, and this might sound odd, but also utilize 3DS as a controller and allow it to do the exact same thing as well as being able to play the game with the 3DS. So that way it just opens up options for people to be able to play it. That's really what I was looking at. And then have dual Joy-Cons play kind of like Madden NFL did back on the Wii, where you could make your plays and stuff like that. And you could you can for more accuracy tune your throws and stuff like that. I would love that type of stuff and I know this is a lot to kind of include in a game that probably won't ever exist. But just the concept and idea of it, to put all of that into this package and wrap it up nicely, would be cool. Now, I would say Nintendo could develop it themselves, and they'd probably do an extremely good job at it, because Nintendo can actually make sports titles. And I know this is a little bit of a strained relationship, but if they could get 2K to do it, and 2K would actually put true effort into it, I think that they could do a good job at making it. Trying to think. I think I've gone over all of the major stuff I really wanted to talk about, with the specials and the different teams and stuff like that, and looking at I guess having no create a character mode. And I would love them to have a career mode in the game, but the career mode is a story mode for each team instead of it being Madden's seasons and stuff. Their career mode is an actual story that you play through for each individual team, and that would actually be pretty fun and awesome. Taking the concept of the current Mario Tennis and expanding it so that each team has their own story. And for me, I would want their stories interlaced at certain points so that these particular things actually did happen. But everybody has their own ending where they win or whatever. But for me, just to have it would be interesting in and of itself. It doesn't necessarily have to be all of them are interwoven and stuff like that, but that would just be a nice touch to add if they were to do it. I don't want to. No, I'm trying to think. I don't want to push it too much because I know there's a lot of different things that could be thought of. But I just wanted to get the base idea out there. So if anybody else has anything that they would like to add, please do so down in the comments below. Thank you guys very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears up for more stuff from me. And until the next time, please enjoy your games and peace out.